Okay, so I just got off the phone or Zoom call with an investor of LODE Coin who was upset, and one of the representatives from LODE Coin, Nick. I believe he's got multiple titles, but he's also their PR guy, I think, as well. But he knows a lot about their system and everything. So I deleted the. I mean, my last video on LODE was just about, hey, they're going to come on and talk to us. So I deleted that video. There's no need to have that up. The previous video, I said, I'm hearing some scary things a little bit about LODE. It's not sounding too good. That was my initial video that, probably perked some ears. So I have deleted that too, because this video now supersedes all of that, because I have all of the questions, answers. The investor guy who was upset, he was there on the call. LODE guy, Nick, was there, and myself, who remained mostly quiet to listen to them talk and back and forth about, this promises and this and that, and I don't need to go into this long speech because it doesn't need to be. The main issue here is there are real people behind the project. They're not hiding. It's not some kind of Ponzi. Okay, it's not that. I saw his face. I know his name. They're not doing that. There are some upset investors, not just one. I've been contacted by a couple people about their LODE investment. They're upset. There's no so-called exit where can I get my coins back. In the initial terms and conditions, there was the ability that if you weren't happy, they'll give you 80% of your stuff back, call it a day. They then changed the terms later on, but still gave the people the opportunity, you want your 80% or not. I don't know how many chose yes or no. We didn't talk about that. But this particular investor didn't, and said, I'll just take, I'll sign the new, or I'll accept the new terms. The main issue here is that, okay, they have a LODE coin, and then they have, I think, an AGX, and maybe even another coin. One's for gold, one's for silver. But basically, there's the AGX coin, the LODE coin. And one of them is a security. I believe that's the LODE coin because it's kind of like a bond. And the AGX would be more of a token. So they're not going to be able to list the security on too many exchanges that, like it ain't going on Coinbase. It's not going on some of these regulated exchanges because it's a security. But the other one will be listed. I say will. They're working on getting it listed, and they're they're actually, I think, going to do their own exchange, so that they can list both of their own coins and provide some liquidity there too. But the long story short, and there's other exchanges that will accept both tokens. It's just the one that's a security is kind of the issue to get it put on all the exchanges. But nonetheless, there's AGX and there's LODE. Ultimately, they're backed by fraction amounts of like grams, and I think the gold coin is backed by, I think he said, 1 milligram of gold, and the AGX one is a gram, I believe, of silver. I think, don't quote me, but they're backed. So if the price of gold and silver go up, theoretically, the price of those coins are going up because they're backed by that, and they have a third party that audits their holdings. Now, there was some kind of discrepancy that this guy brought up. Hey, there was missing silver. Long story short, there was a mistake somewhere, but it's the third party looked at it. It's fine. Everything's good. The biggest thing here, that, again, listening in on this conversation basically, is they're trying to get quite a bit done. They have to have partners to do certain things. We have to be a money transfer. We need to be able to do that ability, be a money transfer, get a license for that. But we're not going to get a license. We'll just partner with someone who already is licensed. So they're working on all these different facets of their business, and they're shooting for the sky with what they're trying to accomplish. They're going for a lot of stuff to be capable of doing. I think more than anyone ever thought initially when that project came out. So the main issue is that there's a number of investors that feel like there's no way out. I can't get my silver back. It's too late for that. That ship has sailed. No one's buying these AGX or LODE tokens because they're not real on an exchange yet, and they're telling people go in our Telegram group and ask to buy and trade in there. That's not a real answer. They were pissed off, but they're not on the exchanges yet. So, the guy from LODE had said, we're really working hard for Q1 2021 to get a lot of this liquidity issue solved, get on some exchanges, and get the ball rolling. So that's his priority, he said, right now. And he felt like, it sounded like he was pretty confident about that. Once that happens, then you'll have people who can go basically buy a LODE coin or the AGX or whatever and maybe sit on it. And as the price of gold and silver goes up, again, theoretically, those should go up because they are backed by those metals. You know? So he explained it too, like, well, if there's a futures contract, paper contract, for the most part, no one ever demands delivery. You pay this piece of paper, price went up, sell the paper to the next guy, give me my money. It's the same thing with these coins, these LODE coins and whatnot. You hold these things like a crypto asset. Oh, price of gold and silver is going up. My LODE coin should be going up with it, right? And it should. So that was a question I had for him. You know, I said, what would make me, if I had no idea about any of this stuff, and there's these new coins on an exchange. Do I want to buy them? What makes me want to buy those coins? Why do I think that coin's going to go up? He said, well, because they're backed by gold and silver. So the price of gold and silver goes up. The price of those should go up with it. Because if they don't, people are going to run to those because the price is cheap. You can essentially get the price of what gold is today or silver is today cheaper by buying those coins that are backed by a certain amount of gold and silver. And again, if the price is going up, the coin pretty much has to go up in price. So the issue is that they're taking a really long time. They have taken a really long time to get where they are today, and it still isn't good enough for some of the investors. They're really upset about that. But they're trying as hard as they can to get the ball rolling even faster, further. He explained a lot of stuff with the roadmap, where they're at, what they're, again, trying to do Q1 2021. COVID, of course, caused a major problem with them too, just like every other business. So there's no denying that. And it sounded to me at the end like, okay, I think the investors that was upset, not quite as upset anymore. He finally got some answers that he was having a hard time getting. And I actually, just listening on this, felt like, because I was thinking to myself, you know, if this doesn't go well, I'm going to have to come out here and do a video and say, you know, my initial video stands. This it's not looking good right now for LODE. I'm sorry, guys. You know, my advice would be, I don't know if I'd invest in that. You know, I'd have to say that. But I don't think I'm going to say that, because he had some answers that made sense. And I do understand how things can take a long time in the crypto space. Regulations. Oh, that's a security. That one's not. Oh, we got to do this. We got to make a partnership so we can do this. You know, I understand that. So people who invested are upset. It's been 2 years. Oh, you guys aren't doing anything. You know, but they are. It's just slow going. It sounds like they also have private investment money. So there's that. They're, for all intents and purposes, it looks like they're trying their hardest to move forward, and they are. It's just slow. It's just slower than some people thought, and even some of the people that work there, I'm sure, based off of, I think, Nick's comments, that, yeah, you know, we didn't think it'd take this long, but it is what it is. But they're not saying, okay, we're done, we're throwing the towel, you lost your investment, we're closing shop. It's not that's not happening. So, honestly, listening in on that, again, mostly I listened in till the end and asked about being the, you know, non-knowing anything investor. Why would I want these coins, either of those coins, LODE or AGX or whatever? Why would I want those? What's going to make me want to go buy that to make the price go up? So, well, if the price of silver and gold go up, your investment's pretty much going up, and that sort of thing. So they're also only mining, I think, to start with 700 or 77 million or thereabouts of I'm not sure which coin. Maybe in the AGX it might have been the LODE. I don't remember. You know how that stuff goes too. So even though the price of gold might be something, sometimes these coins, you know, certain supply, there's only so many out there, people want them. I don't want to have to go buy gold and silver. I can buy these coins, sell the coins, and make some profit that way, you know, without lugging gold and silver around. So anyways, my assessment of this is, yeah, it could have been better. It could have been, they could have probably talked to their community better. They could have updated people better. If I was the investor, I felt like, yep, I probably feel like he does right now. He's pretty pissed off. He's got very valid reasons. He's got very valid comments. I feel for you. Yep. But the reply from LODE was, okay, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that too. Okay, I understand that. It's just taken long. It's just going slow. People are getting nervous because we're still on the exchange. We can't sell to each other. That kind of stuff. So again, I already mentioned that. I'm not going to say that I'm nervous about LODE right at this point. I think we ought to give him the benefit of the doubt at this point. Again, he talked about Q1 of 2021, so that's the first 3 months or so of what they expect or are going to try to do. If Q1 goes by and they've got nothing done as to what he talked about, again, if I'm an investor, that's probably not going to sit well with me. But at this point, innocent till proven guilty, we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. And he cleared up quite a bit of stuff. I think the investor felt better than he did, honestly, in the beginning of the conversation when he left. I'm pretty sure of that. So that's the update on the LODE Coin situation. It's odd how it just came up out of nowhere, because no one's really been talking about this particular crypto in quite a while. Again, I had David Morgan come on one time on my show to talk about it. It was interesting to me. I wanted to know more about it myself. So a couple investors had emailed me, a little concerned. Joe, you got a little bit of pool out there. Can you set something up? And they reached right out to me. Hey, Joe, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a video. And I told them, I'm going to video this, but I'm obviously we're on Zoom, but I'm like, I'm not going to live stream. I'm not going to put on YouTube. This is kind of a private conversation between one of your investors and me and you, really you two. But I want to hear the story myself, because I kind of, the investigative journalist, Jay Snip, I need to know what's going on. And if I got any hard questions, I'm going to ask too. And but he really covered a lot of stuff. So honestly, I feel satisfied with how it went, the answers, the questions. And I end this by saying, I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's see what happens, at least at the end of Q1 or the beginning of Q2. Did they make some progress? Did they get an exchange? Did they do this? Let's just see what happens. So on that note, everybody, take care.